Hi guys, I'm back again. I'm glad that I'm able to keep up with this. Forgive me if you hear something weird. I was having like some extra audio. I think it might be my headphones. So I apologize if there's some weird background noise. Um, However, today I do have a couple topics I want to cover. Um, if I seem kind of zoned out, it's because I just recorded like 5 minutes worth of this and found out that there was this obnoxious sound in the background, so I had to re-record it. But chugging forward. So these topics that I'm talking about are suggested by someone who recently followed me, Jess Invasion. Hi, thank you. And it's actually two topics. So the first one is things I struggle with, and I'm going to talk about stuff that I struggle with stylistically, as well as how my emotional situations and my struggles impact my work. And then I'll kind of segue into goals and how I'm going to address my struggles to reach those goals as best as I can. Again, I'm doing this by the seat of my pants. And so I'll get into it now. I have a problem with focusing. I haven't been officially diagnosed with anything like ADHD or anything, but I do hope to look into that. A friend of mine kind of highlighted that with me and highlighted that for me with me. English. That and after, as I started to do research, I realized, wow, yeah, I think that might be exactly what I have. So that has been my greatest struggle in terms of keeping me from my art, because the low motivation, as well as other things like anxiety and depression, much of that caused not even exactly by an event that happened about 7 years ago, family related. All is good now. Might talk about it in the future. We'll see. But for a long time after that event, I couldn't draw. It's actually been the last 2 years that I've started to draw with more intent and more completely, finishing work. Now, I don't finish this drawing that you're watching now. This was more of an experiment to play with a cute little style and try to render it more realistically. A lot like Kuvshinavilia. I don't know if I said their name right. Sorry. But I really like their work. I'm sure many people who look at anime and manga and all that know exactly who I'm talking about, but I'm diverging. But I really love that stylistic line work with realistic rendering. However, I also like drawing flat work and just going on either side, and that goes back to my problem with attention and being able to focus. I like my attention goes every which way. I want to draw realism one day, then I want to draw cartoony another day. And I was fighting that for a long time, thinking I have to have one style. And you know what? I don't. I'm going to work with it, and you're going to see that on this channel. However, that brings me to my next point, which is part of a goal. My main goal is I'd love to work in film as a concept artist, specifically for ILM, Industrial Light and Magic. Star Wars is everything. It is the reason I love what I do. Next to video games like Legend of Zelda and such, but Star Wars is the apex. I have a giant BB-8 head and Chewie head in my room. I mean, if you saw my stuff, but again, I'm diverging. There I go. Anyway, so I hope to start doing more concept work on this channel, full concept art, scenery, telling stories, really playing with things that I haven't tried, like perspective. I haven't worked on my perspective, and that's something I seriously need to work on and really struggle with more than anything. So if I had a list, it would be perspective, backgrounds, working on my lighting and atmosphere, and bringing a story to the picture, and not just drawing some cute little girl on a picture for 10 minutes. Which, by the way, this completely at the normal speed came up to almost 2 hours. I had to spread it out over a couple days due to everything going on. But pretty happy with how it came out, considering all the time that I had to spend on it. So yeah, that kind of overlapped with a goal there. My other goals and struggles, so this kind of goes hand in hand, is doing more studies. While I like to do cartoony styles or stylistic things, I do know I still need to work on my figures. I understand, but I don't do it enough. Sorry if you just heard something there, I moved. But I need to work on hands especially, and gestures. I feel like some of my stuff is a bit too stiff at times, and that can be solved if I get better with my gestures, which in turn would be better if I get the form down better. Faces I have a struggle with. I don't know what it is, but semi-realistic faces are very difficult. But I've always had trouble memorizing people's faces in general, so I think that might be part of it. So references are a big thing that I need to really focus on, as well as doing studies of artists I like. I used to do that, and my art took off when I did that. And after college, yay college, I just stopped doing that, I guess, because maybe school made me feel ashamed about using references, when it's okay. As long as you don't claim it to be your own or post copied work, it's totally fine to study other people's work to learn techniques, because that is an excellent way, and that's how the old masters did it. There's probably about 50,000 art videos that say the exact same thing I am. So another part of my goal would be to start becoming more proactive on YouTube, which will come slowly. Like I said, I have to focus on myself and figure out how to help myself to focus better and organize myself. And I thank you to the few people I have watching me now. You guys are amazing. You were patient, and that's a big help for artists like myself. And I hope that you guys can stick around and see me grow, and maybe in the future you'll see me working on a big movie. That would be the biggest dream. Again, I want to thank Jess Invasion. You gave me some great advice for the topic today. I hope I covered it well. I hope I covered it well. And if there's any other questions you have, please leave it down in the comments below, and I'll try to get back with you. And next week, I am hoping to do a ELO sketchbook review. So look forward to that. That'll be fun. I will also be reviewing a few others, such as the Jane Davenport watercolor sketchbooks. I found those and they're amazing. And the renders. So I can do some comparisons and you can see how each one responds to similar media. So I'm excited to show you guys that one. And yeah, so have a good day and see you next week. Bye.